Hey everybody, not Sam Lake, otherwise known as Spencer Presley here. Happy 1 year anniversary to Metaphor ReFantazio. And it's really weird to think how it's been a year since this game has come out, and I feel like time has barely gone by, even though, wow, October 2024 definitely feels like a whole different world than we are now. But I am here to ask a very important question. Was the Metaphor 1 year anniversary live stream a flop? So yesterday, as of this recording, on October 10th in California, they hosted this big party in round one. Atlas had a bunch of the voice actors there, as well as just a general celebratory party for Metaphor. And initially, I wasn't thinking anything too crazy about it. Atlas definitely hasn't done this for any of their releases before. They've had private parties for like press, staff members. This was interesting. This was a free event. It was ticketed. There was like a limited amount of space that there was there, but this wasn't like a paid thing. This was open to the public, but like a private ticketed event still made available to fans, celebrating the game turning one at round one. And Atlas has, to my knowledge, at least in the West, not done any collaborations with Round 1. I recently actually went there and did a video about it for my birthday last month. And what I thought was so interesting about this was, like, I'm used to seeing collaborations with a large amount of, like, anime IP. I've seen stuff for, like, HoloLive. Obviously, they have a ton of different stuff all over Japan, but video games you don't often see as much. And I thought it was really cool that they were doing something with Metaphor and especially Atlas. And a nice surprise that they're not just doing like hey, let's do a round one Persona 5 collab. So they're hosting this party there, and I was like, okay, you can probably safely and correctly assume there's going to be some sort of round one collab at some point. But as we were getting closer to the day, Atlas announced, hey, we're doing a live stream video. There's going to be like a feature. We're going to have a video package ready for you. Please look forward to this. They announced it all over their socials, had it on YouTube. And if you were at the event itself, you actually were able to watch it. There was like a whole feature presentation time slot just for this thing. So a lot of people, whether it be rightfully or ridiculously, were like, okay, let's watch this and maybe we'll get something as crazy as a brand new enhanced version getting announced, some DLC, maybe a Switch 2 port. The sky was the limit for what people might expect. Who knows what was going to be there or whatever was going to get announced, and it ended up being basically a 15-minute video kind of going over, hey, thank you from the team in Japan, but also some well wishes from YouTubers online. It definitely felt much more like a celebratory thank you to the fans, thank you from the fans to the creators, and the only actual announcements were really funny. Like, they started it off with, we are releasing a digital-only SKU of the game called the Guidebook Edition. And the Guidebook Edition is unpriced. We don't know what it is. Reminder that this game's a year old. And this isn't out yet. It's not like they shadow dropped it. It comes with a digital copy of the game. You get 2 pieces of DLC, digital soundtrack, digital art book, and then the first 55 pages of the digital version for the Future Press strategy guide. So earlier this year, Future Press actually did a nice big hardcover version of the strategy guide for Metaphor, and I guess Atlas loved it so much they were like, great, let's include this in new digital copies of the game as a PDF in a separate executable, but not include all of it. And then also, it's not even ready by the time the anniversary has happened. The release date for it is early 2026. Still no actual hard date outside of that. Very weird, especially for a book that's already out, already done. They're not translating it into any other languages. It's only available in English. So the Guidebook Edition definitely fell flat. Kind of, if there's one positive that came from the Guidebook Edition, is that if you did buy the collector's edition or the digital deluxe edition, the big like Atlas 35th anniversary edition, that PDF will be free for you. So like I said, if you're playing on consoles, I don't know how to work on Steam, but on consoles, at least for PlayStation and Xbox, it'll just be its own little executable you download, and you can check that out. Again, weird announcement. Cool that you're doing it. I mean, I'm a huge fan of strategy guides, and I think that's an interesting choice to do, especially for a game that's already a year old. But yeah, definitely not what probably most people are looking forward to. I think if most people are interested in guidebooks like that, they probably want it physically and not a separate executable that you can't really use while you're playing the game. There's a lot of weird things to it. But the main collaboration was the Round 1 nationwide announcement. This will be starting in November. There's 2 phases. The first phase goes from November to just after Christmas in December. And then after Christmas, going into the new year, there will be a second phase. So I'm not going to go through everything, but I'm going to pull things up and post it in this video. There are collaborative drinks, food items, stickers, keychains. Big one for me, very excited. The desk mats look insane, specifically the one with Luis, Basilio, and Fidelio. I am going to move hell or high water to get that, but I want both of them. All the merch looks cool. There's even like sports towels for some of the other locations, whether you're doing like parties, bowling, or just reloading your cards, which by the way, there's a exclusive Metaphor card there. They're really going all out. Like they're doing cups, stickers, all sorts of stuff for it. Like they're treating this like a really big collab. And for someone like me who is a huge fan of Metaphor, but I'm always like, hey, we don't really get a lot of Metaphor stuff over here, especially in the last year, and especially in the West compared to stuff that like Sega and Atlas Japan get over there. So to see something like this for Metaphor, me personally, I'm super excited. Like as day one, assuming it's at my nearest Round 1, I'm going to make another road trip because I'm still not that close to it, but I will drive multiple hours away on day 1 as soon as I can, go to this Round 1 and check it out because A, I like going to Round 1. I like the items that they announced. I thought that was really, really cool. For me, that's a fun announcement. That's something that I can do with my friends. I can bring people, make a video about it, talk about it on the podcast, or even just like have a good time. That's something that I'm like, this seems really cool. If you're watching that and you're like, I don't live near Round 1 or it's not your cup of tea, I get it. It's really just merch, but like something like this where it's like a collaborative thing where I love arcades, I love like playing arcade machines, whether it be like dancing games, rhythm games, or doing whatever. I'm a sucker for something like Round 1. It's very much Spencer bait. So I think while the guide announcement was the most hilarious womp womp ever, and that's coming from someone who loves strategy guides, I think the Round 1 announcement was definitely more up my alley. That said, that was the only announcements. Like, nothing. No, stay tuned for more news in 2026. Keep an eye out for future developments in the Metaphor blah, blah, blah. Again, I wasn't expecting Metaphor 2 to get announced. I wasn't expecting Metaphor 5 Royale announced or anything out of the ordinary. Even a Switch 2 version I think would have been weird because we're literally weeks away from Persona 3 Reload coming out on Switch 2 and that barely has any marketing into it. The whole thing was weird. I think that video would have been there would be no complaints if that video just played for everybody who was at the Round 1 party yesterday in LA. Live streaming that is just asking for criticism. It's very, very weird. I don't know what their thought process was behind it. People are just going to clown on it. And like the title of my video says, like, was it a flop? In the grand scheme of things, like for me, I don't think it was a waste of time. It was only like 15 minutes, whatever. I think for people out there who may have let their expectations get a little out of control or just the public sentiment in general, I think most people are going to look at this the way people looked at stuff like the Persona 25th anniversary events. Not a great sign going into another anniversary year next year in 2026 for Persona. But yeah, was it a flop for me? Not really. Was it exciting? Definitely no. I'm interested though. What do you think in the comments below? Did you watch the live stream? Were you at the Round 1 in LA? Please let me feel jealous and live vicariously through you. But yeah, quick little video. I wanted to talk about this. Like I said, please look forward to me next month going to round 1 again, doing, I guess, like a proper, are you interested in a road trip vlog? Because I doubt you are. I'll definitely make sure to go down there, take videos, and try and get as much merch as financially responsible me can afford. But thank you all for checking out the video. Happy 1-year anniversary to Metaphor. And if for some reason you have not played Metaphor yet, check it out. The demo is still there. The demo is fantastic. It's the entire opening of the game. Pick it up no matter where you can play it. It is such a good time. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Atlas, for making Metaphor such a great game. And, yeah, don't do guidebook editions in the future. That's my little free tip to you. If you're going to do it, probably do it at launch. Don't wait a year or a year plus. That's really weird. Goodbye. Thanks, everybody.